Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Mama Jo's Kitchen. Hey, today is another beautiful day. I hope everybody is having a really good day. Now, I think everybody's going to like today's recipe. At least most people do. This is one of my youngest son's all-time favorite recipes. Now I have not made this one for him, but I used to go to our local grocery store, Martin's, and they had a section in the back of the store where they sold American-Chinese, I guess, cuisine food, whatever you want to call it, takeout. And he always used to get the Bourbon Chicken. And I have to cook, of course, for my husband, and he loves chicken any way you can fix it. So I thought I would make some Bourbon Chicken today. Now, your Bourbon Chicken may differ from my Bourbon Chicken. It can be made without this. I'm going to use Jim Beam's Bourbon Whiskey, a little bit of that. Because if you actually look up Bourbon Chicken, there's debates on, where it originated. Some say it was originated in New Orleans off of Bourbon Street. And it doesn't, at a Chinese restaurant where they made this Bourbon Chicken. I'm talking here, and let me explain to you what I got in the pan here. My pan is heating. I've got my non-stick skillet going, and I put probably about 2 tablespoons of bacon grease. Now, you don't have to use bacon grease. You could use olive oil. You can use vegetable oil, whatever you would like to use. I just happen to have the bacon grease on hand, so I'm going to use that. And since I'm talking here with you, we'll get back to the story of the chicken. What I have in this bowl here is some chicken, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And what I've done is I've kind of cut them up into little strips. And you can cut them up into cubes. You can do it any way you want. I'm going to go ahead and get some of it in here, not all of it at once, because I don't want to overcrowd my pan. And I'm going to saute my chicken. Probably about maybe half of this. Do it in 2 batches. Get a little bit more here. Okay, that's probably about enough right now. And we're going to go over some other ingredients that we're going to need. So if you don't have this, you can totally skip it, but I think it'll give it extra flavor. And we have some ingredients back here we can go over. But yeah, from my understanding is that's the story, is where it originated. And a lot of recipes will not use this, but then there's a lot of recipes that do use it. So I'm opting to use it today. So it's considered an American-Chinese cuisine dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute this chicken so that it's kind of opaque. It'll change color on both sides. I'll take that out. I'm going to remove it to another bowl. And I'll probably put more bacon grease in here if I need it. And I'm going to do up the rest of this chicken the same way. And then we'll get to seasoning it. And off to the side over here, I've got white rice cooking. Because, bourbon chicken is best served over white rice. That's usually how it's served. I guess you could do noodles or something like that would also be really good. I imagine serving some mixed steamed vegetables or broccoli or something would be very good with this also. All right, well, I'm going to getting this done. When I get the chicken, like I said, where I want it, I'll bring you all back because it's going to be real quick and easy You know, it's just a matter of having all your ingredients set out and ready. This is not all of my ingredients. I have a few in the refrigerator setting, but I'm going to get my my bourbon measured out and a few other things, and I'll bring you all back. Okay, I brought you all down just to give you a look here. See how I've kind of turned the pieces over. And I'm not going to cook this completely all the way through. That's not the important part. I'm just like, essentially, I wouldn't even consider it browning it. But this is what I'm going to do to the chicken. And I'm going to remove it. I'm going to get the rest of it in here. We will be, the sauce and everything is going to season the chicken. So we're not adding any salt or anything like that right now. Because, like I said, the sauce is what's going to marinate and cook with the chicken. We're just kind of browning our chicken. I wouldn't even call it browning, really. But this is what it's looking like. I'm going to take this out, remove it to another bowl, and I'm going to get the rest of the chicken in, and I'm going to bring you all back. Alright, folks. I brought you all back because I'm on the last batch here, and I wanted to show you all. That chicken, I ended up doing it in 3 batches, and I did not have to add any more bacon grease to it because the chicken, as it's cooking with the bacon grease, was releasing a lot of its own juices. So I'm on the last little bit here now. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do here is I could take this all out and make the sauce and put the chicken back in. But what I think I'm going to do is, since I've got it good and hot, I'm going to put the rest of this chicken back in here. Let me see if I have, hopefully this pan is big enough. I ended up, I think I had either 11 or 12, one of those great big packs of skinless, boneless chicken thighs. And what I did is they had a lot of fat on them, so I cut a lot of the fat off of them. And this is a lot, but I am making this for my husband and for my youngest son to have some. Okay, I'm going to start adding my ingredients in here, and I'll go over these ingredients with you. But the first thing I'm going to put in, and I'll tell you why, is because it is bubbling and you know, it's going really well. I'm going to put the alcohol in first because I want some of that alcohol to cook off. And I have about 1/2 cup of that bourbon whiskey. Okay, and then I have a tablespoon of the jar minced garlic. And I'm just going to just stir it in. Everything's just going to get stirred in together. And if you don't want to make this much chicken at one time, you could always cut everything in half. Okay, I have, let's see, let me start here because I measured everything out. Here I have 1/4 cup of ketchup. I know that might seem like a strange ingredient. We have 1/2 cup of brown sugar. let me see if I can remember. I want to say that's 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I have 1 tablespoon of onion powder. Okay. This is 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. That's just for a little added extra flavor. One teaspoon of ginger paste. Now this is optional, it's a little bit of heat. This is a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. If you don't like it to have any spice, just leave that out. Okay, we got some more ingredients here. I have a teaspoon of white ground pepper. And meantime, you know, it's cooking in the sauce at the same time. Okay, I have a half a cup of soy sauce. That's so you don't need salt. This is going to be replacement for your salt. And I have a half a cup of apple juice. We're not quite done yet. See, we have a lot of meat, but we also want to make sure we have enough liquid broth here. This is optional. I thought I would sprinkle in some sesame seeds. Or you could sprinkle it on the top. Okay, we have one other thing here. I have a 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. And I'm going to take some water. Sorry, I just stepped off out of your view here for a second. Okay. Let me get this stirred. That was a 1/4 a cup of cornstarch, and I have a 1/4 of a cup of water. And I'm just mixing them together. I'm making a cornstarch slurry, and that's what's going to thicken this up. It's looking beautiful, folks. Now, if you cut your chicken thighs like I did, kind of in little skinny strips, because that's the way they serve them at the Chinese takeout inside of Martin's. You know, I think it doesn't take quite as long to cook your chicken through. I don't want this to reduce down too much. And when you think your chicken is done, add your cornstarch slurry. And your bourbon chicken is going to be done. All right, let me get this poured in here. Okay, now I'll bring it back up to like a boil, and it's going to start thickening up. If it gets too thick, you can thin it out by adding more liquid. Man, I wish you all could see this. Well, let me bring it down. And let me turn it down because I don't want it to burn on me. Let me bring it down. This is what it's looking like, folks. Look at the color. Okay, Michael's rice is done back there, and he is hungry, and he's ready to give you all a taste test. It has thickened up beautifully. Like I said, I could thin it out a little bit if I wanted to. I'll just see, you know, what he wants me to do. But this is what it looks like, and we'll bring you back for a taste test.
How you doing, YouTube? If you could only smell right now what is in front of my face. Welcome to Mama Joe's Kitchen. Today I'm taste testing bourbon chicken. I'm going to have to tell you, I did taste the sauce already. Phenomenal. Let's go. Daniel, you're on to something with this, brother. This is absolutely amazing. Mama made this soap for you, so this is what you know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. The sauce, everything about this tastes like we had a actual professional like sous chef in the house. This is amazing. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the video where Mama Joe makes this. Check out all Mama Joe's videos. Come back and get you some goodness. Thank you. Good night.